Hi, everybody. Welcome to Trellis Studio. I'm Katie Ryan, Vice President of Sustainability here at Trellis Group, and I am joined today by Jenny Carney, SVP, Sustainability, Energy, and Climate Change over at WSP, and Yinka Bode-George, founder and CEO of Sustain Our Future Foundation. Welcome to you both. I'm so curious, and Jenny, you're probably the best to answer this. What does the partnership look like between WSP and Sustain Our Future Foundation?
Oh, yes. Thank you for having us. And this partnership is one that I'm very excited about, and that has been a few years in the works. But essentially, WSP's Sustainability, Energy, and Climate Change team has a way to nimbly and quickly kind of engage Sustain Our Future Foundation into our project and work, and vice versa, so that we can really put together this incredible technical capacity around corporate sustainability, clean energy transitions, and this incredible capability around authentic community engagement that centers the perspectives of environmental justice communities in particular. So I think it's a brand new, overdue nexus space between corporate sustainability and environmental justice communities.
Let's dig a little bit deeper into that authentic connection piece. We all know it's so important to get that community engagement piece right. And I'm curious, what does right look like when it comes to sustainable infrastructure development? Yinka, you want to take that one?
Sure, Katie. And again, thanks for having us. So, to answer that question, I'll first provide some context on how we got here in regards to the climate crisis, right? It's so important to recognize that the climate crisis is a result of business as usual behaviors that have sacrificed both communities and natural ecosystems. And so, when we're constructing solutions to the climate crisis, we really have to interrogate those business as usual practices and do away with the harmful elements of those practices to give space for new and different, more generative and equity based strategies. And one key component in doing that is by leveraging community engagement and involvement of community stakeholders in more meaningful and equity based manners. And so, authentic community engagement really starts by working with community stakeholders in a way that centers power dynamics like cooperation, partnership, fairness, so that folks with lived experiences, community stakeholders who are often on the front lines of the climate crisis can now be critical players and decision makers in constructing solutions to get out of the crisis. And so centering those equity based power dynamics is a great first step in authentic relationships with community stakeholders.
And Jenny, what has this experience been like for WSP?
I think some of the most powerful things that come out of this collaboration is getting sort of closer to ground truthing the reality of what sustainable infrastructures can do when they're developed the right way in an inclusive way, and also, how they go wrong and create more adverse effects for communities. And as you see more and more kind of opposition to projects like renewable energy developments, I think we really need to interrogate where that so called opposition comes from, and not sort of try to blow past it the way facility developers in the past have, but to engage and lean into it and reframe it and benefit from it.
Yinka, maybe as a closing question, you could get into the critical components for how to engage those stakeholders and how to identify those stakeholders for other folks looking to replicate this kind of authentic community engagement.
Absolutely. The nature of environmental injustices, it's so important to recognize that it's so often context specific. And so when you're constructing sustainability solutions to solve for environmental injustice challenges and hope to work with folks on the ground as critical partners in the co creation of solutions, It's not a one size fits all situation, right? So it depends on where you're even constructing the solution, the community stakeholders that you will then invite to participate. So, one key strategy that companies can use is leveraging critical intermediaries, entities like Sustain Our Future or other organizations who already have established connections with so many different community organizations, community leaders doing the work, right? Not recreating any wheels, but leveraging the work and experiences of intermediaries who are very well versed in the nature of community challenges wherever you are. So companies can do this by first, just starting with your own due diligencing of the locations that you're working on, really understanding the local histories when it comes to cultural histories, community histories, but also thinking about asset based development, right? Starting with building upon what's already existing from the community um, instead of recreating or trying to start from scratch. And part of that work of asset based development can start with identifying those critical intermediaries, those anchors in community to help you then reach a more macro community stakeholder group.
Well, thank you for bringing us into this important partnership. Obviously, folks can go and learn more about this partnership between WSP and Sustain Our Future Foundation and learn how to move a more just, equitable future forward. Thank you again, Jenny Carney over at WSP, Yinka Bode-George over at Sustain Our Future Foundation. I'm Katie Ryan. See you next time.